Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's once again a pleasure to be back here within the wonderful program of Online Master of International Business, the MIB, that we are up and running at Swiss Hotel Management School. And especially for our cohorts and our students that we are bringing in and connecting to the best of the best within the industry. We want them to connect with the best, learn from the best, and to become the best within the industry in the future. Leaders, innovators, and simply excellent performers. And as such, today we have a very special speaker with us today, the CEO of Northern Europe of Accor Hotels, Mr. Duncan O'Rourke, who is with us not only as the CEO of Accor, but also as an alumnus of Caesar Ritz Colleges within Caesar's Education Group. So it all tastes a little bit sweeter, knowing that this fine gentleman has also gone through the Swiss education within hospitality, and look at what he's doing now and what he's about to share within the module specifically of leadership strategies. Mr. Duncan O'Rourke, welcome, sir. It's a real pleasure to have you. And I wouldn't dare getting into describing your past and journey. We would love to hear it from you, sir.
Thanks very much. And it's lovely to be able to speak to all of you, and especially as mentioned, having gone to the same school there. Yeah, I'm the CEO for Northern Europe, which is around 1,300 hotels under my responsibility, with around 30 to 35 different brands. Accor has many brands. 30 countries, probably 37 different languages. And I suppose the region would go from Ireland, where I'm from, so from Dublin all the way through to Vladivostok. So it's a huge region. The biggest region in Accor, and around 25% of the EBITDA for the group responsibility coming there. But I haven't always been doing this. I haven't always been with Accor. I was previously the CEO for Kempinski Hotels, and before that, I did many different things across the world, traveled in many countries across the world, which is very important to do, by the way. See, get experience. Most of my background was very much luxury background all the time, and so Accor was not a natural fit for me many years ago. Once they bought Fairmont Raffles Swiss Hotel, they asked me to join, and then it became a very clear fit for me, and so I did that for the first part of my career with Accor, which is only around 5 years, but the first year running all of Europe luxury, and now I went into the multi-brand, multi-segment. So from Echo all the way to ultra luxury as well. And it's a pleasure to be speaking to all of you.
Excellent. Such a wonderful pleasure to have you. It's an honor. And we know how busy you are and how busy this special recovery within the industry is getting people, which is great to see. Absolutely great to see. So we're going to specifically connect and talk about strategic leadership, and especially within hospitality, that is of great importance. So how do you consider that, and what does that mean to you personally? Having dealt with that and being in that situation where you really have to take that strategic decision and be in a leadership role and inspiring others.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. It's a very important part of this whole process is the leadership and the strategic leadership. And for me, there's probably around 4 key pillars which I have. One of them is giving direction and making sure that you really educate on the facts. The second part is probably to create alignment and make sure that's doing. Then build the right environment would be the third. And then obviously this culture and embrace them. Because if you get any of these wrong, you won't be able to implement the fact. And so for giving a direction or educating on the facts, the first one, it's impossible to create understanding without explaining the background for the decisions. And things have changed. Gone are the days when I started, where it was more just a yes, sir, and gone. People are, as I'm speaking to MBA students here, people are more educated. There's a bigger understanding of the situation, and it's not always about being told, but about spending time and sharing insights and making sure that every team member is informed of why and what activity we choose to support that vision. So that's very important. And leadership is often about respecting, embracing human aspects. It's normal as well. But all business decisions need to be backed up, and that's very, very important. And in this particular matter, it's especially important to messaging the key target group that you have. The other one, the second which I mentioned, was the alignment. When you put a team together or make bigger changes, when you make a team and you put this team together because you have the strategy, there's probably 4 stages that you go through, which is the forming. So you're forming the team. Then you have that storming phase where the team is sort of at conflict with each other. After that conflict, it becomes norming. And then you hit the pinnacle, which is becoming then the performing part. And so you go through those stages: forming, storming, norming, and then you get into the high performing. And if you look at highly successful sports teams, they are at a high performance level as well. And so you cannot enter, in my opinion, you cannot enter the high performing without the norming. And so what I need to do, or what good professional leadership courses have, you have to have fruitful discussions. But when it comes down to breaking it down, the perception of all the wider teams, you have to make sure that everybody contributes to the clear, same picture. Then the second last one was the environment. You got to be able to create, great innovation, great environment will never succeed if you don't take a risk. You have to really be able to take risk and live with this. And you have to create an atmosphere where your team feel very comfortable taking risks as well. And you need to do this. And so in my teams, we embrace failure. We celebrate failures as well as we celebrate successes, because it means people have tried and we've gone to something and it hasn't worked and we've learned from that. And so we create an environment where people feel that they can share their passion, their emotion, and obviously a belonging. And then the last one, which sounds very easy, but it's very difficult, is this culture. You need to include and lead by example. You have to adapt, and that's always at the top. And so you have to embrace the new culture, go ahead, contribute actively, and support this team as well. And so that's pretty much how I would think, making it superficial very quickly into 4 things. There's a lot of work and thinking behind that, but that's probably, for me, the 4 major aspects.
Very, very valid points indeed. And it's funny that you're mentioning the culture, because that is actually one of the points that a lot of leaders don't really necessarily think about, walking the talk and making sure that it's intentional instead of something that develops gradually as you operate. And that is very important to hear, especially when we're speaking of many different brands that need to fall under the same umbrella of the same spirit of growth and putting forward. And with that spirit of leadership in mind, something that we share very much in common is breathing and living hospitality each and every day. So I need to ask you, as a true hospitality aficionado myself, what is hospitality to you, Duncan?
Look, hospitality it's all about welcoming others, openness, embracing different cultures, different human beings. It starts at home. When you have guests coming from home, the first thing you do when people come to visit you is you say, would you like a drink? Would you like something to eat? It's already in us, and that's why our mothers were very, very ahead, and we learned from that. But it's more, hospitality is far more than a job or an industry for me. It's not possible to work in this field without really being passionate about it. And the people who are very passionate about it go very quickly in this industry. It's more than just a job or an industry. You have to really feel that and drive that. And I feel that what we do often address is in a misleading way, especially after very big challenges like we've had. There is a strong debate already now going on about the downside to this industry and what it is, and attracting a talent back in there. But what I can say, I feel far stronger about the upside of hospitality. There's no field, in my opinion, there is no field industry which is as rewarding of what you put in as what you get back. So we accompany the people with the exceptional situations, in moments that last for a lifetime. And so this industry has been very blessed for many, many years. Especially now with this pandemic, it's taken a big hit, but I am absolutely convinced that we will come out of this. Maybe not strongest, maybe the wrong word, but different, effective, learned, and it's an industry that will never go away. It is truly a fabulous industry. And when I look back, you know, I'm 54 now, and so when you look back, you always say, should I have done something else? I would never do anything different than this industry, starting from traveling and joining this industry, then going to the Swiss Hotel School in Cesar Ritz, and then carrying on with my career. This industry has been very good to me. I must say, I've been lucky. I've worked with fabulous people, and it's an industry that you can receive a lot, but you also give the opportunity to give a lot back as well, and that's what makes it so interesting.
I couldn't share that sentiment more. Wonderful to hear that from a great leader within the industry across the world, and it's much more than simply an industry as people define it. So it's great to hear that from you as well. Thank you so much for that, Duncan. Now, we are of course talking of, you know, your support and help and advice and magic in terms of knowledge within this special program that we've created recently, and it is a truly online special master program. And my question to you would be, would you recommend this for busy industry professionals, hospitality professionals, now that things are turning around, for them to jump in on such a flexible program and to really capture the latest within the industry, to be able to take that next step in their careers and within their properties?
Most definitely. Look, I would always recommend furthering oneself in education. You know, there's two things they can't take away from you. A lot of it, you can take your money, you never take your experience and your education. That nobody can take from you. So investing in time in learning is always clearly time well spent, and I can only support a program like this, especially, and I'm looking back when I did an MBA and when I was thinking, you know, this program is very suitable because it adapts to the very busy day-to-day life within the industry, whilst providing the latest knowledge academically from the field. I think the flexibility, the self-paced nature is very, very clever. I wish it was around when I did it, because I had to step out and you have to go here and you have to spend 3 months here and then come back and that. And I think this way to pace yourself and like I said, take the latest knowledge academically is absolutely fabulous. And so absolutely, I think I would definitely recommend it. It's a lifelong gift, learning like this. And this program here is very, very innovative, especially with the dates and the times that we live in today, where people can further themselves but still stay very relevant within.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. Very pleased to hear you agree. And so, ladies and gentlemen, words of wisdom from Mr. Duncan O'Rourke, the Northern Europe CEO of Accor. We are nothing but honored. It's a privilege to be having this session, and I'm sure our students are nothing but eager to hear your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Duncan. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, and to all the students, I wish you all the best. Good luck with your further educations, and as soon as you get these degrees, Accor is a fabulous company, and we're always looking for good people. It's a wonderful industry. You will further yourselves as well, and let's all keep in touch. Thank you.
Excellent. Fully agree. Thank you so much, Duncan.
Take care. Bye-bye.